I was shopping, getting some things from the grocery store. In fact, Kroger's in Pearland. And I heard something out of nowhere. Someone was speaking to me. And first thought was, now with facial coverings and social distancing, you rarely hear people chatting to each other unless they absolutely have to do so. Then I heard a voice again, and a man quickly approached me and he sharply asked me, "Do you really?" Well, it took me about 3 seconds to realize that he was referring to one of my many old New Hope Church Caregroup t-shirts I regularly wear. If you're wondering, the question printed on the t-shirt states, "Ask me, I care." As I mentioned, I wear these shirts a lot. And over the last 9 years, and I can count on one hand how many times someone has actually asked me that question. 0. Intuitively, I responded, "Yes, I do." To that, he immediately replied, "About what?" I thought he was being sarcastic at first, and so I'm keeping my composure, not trying to read the guy, realizing that now I'm on the hook to continue engaging him in this opportunity. I said to him to love Jesus Christ and to share his love with others. The gentleman smiled. He pulled out a cross emblem that he was wearing, and pleasantly said, "Exactly. That's what it's all about, especially during these times." At this point, the lane we were standing in was getting a little congested, and because we was obstructing it, and the shoppers, they were the least bit interested in our 20-second bannering session. So in parting, I asked him for his name, and he said Martin, because I hate to refer to people in third person. And I told him my name. Then I parted ways with saying, "God bless you," which brings me to the foundation of this message this morning. What if the only Jesus someone sees is through you? As followers of Christ, we bear the responsibility to demonstrate to the world what Jesus would look like if he was walking the earth today. We live amongst people that will never enter the door of a church, or they'll never pick up the Bible or even hear a sermon. But these people have the opportunity to know Jesus by watching us. I know Martin was wearing a cross emblem, but what I don't know is where he was in his faith journey. Perhaps he needed confirmation that grace still exists, despite the hate we see climbing rapidly in our world today. In Matthew 5:16, Jesus said in the same way, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." The light Jesus is referring to is that positive change within us, that contentment, that inner peacefulness, even when chaos is all around us, that we just can't contain subtly or oblivion. Brothers and sisters, now more than ever, we are called to be light to a world struggling against physical and spiritual forces like never before. As we continue, as we currently deal with the issues involving our health, our identities, finances, and governments, our presence as light for God is unequivocally important. To be honest, for a moment, I thought Martin was being rude. And my first thought was to say, "What is it to you?" But that's not what the Holy Spirit led me to do. In hindsight, I don't know the impact that 20-second encounter meant for Martin, but it meant enough for me to write about it. Fact is, when we embody the light of Christ and are willing to share that light with others as Jesus did, serving them with peaceful hearts and directing them towards God's provision, grace, and mercy, it opens opportunity that births faith, hope, and love in the hearts of God's people, and it glorifies God in heaven. Quiet as it's kept, God has probably asked this question more times than many, and I would be willing to bet the farm that if someone asked him, "Does he care?" he would respond with one question: "Is the tomb empty?" Guys, like I always say, We're going to get through this together. And with God on our side, no one can stop us. This is a season where we are to share the love of Jesus Christ every single day and use every opportunity to make Christ known. Your blessings, well, God already has them. You're just waiting for time to catch up with what he's already prescribed for you. So at the end of the day, be blessed on purpose and know that your greatest blessing is always in front of you, never behind you. Take care.
And the crushing and the pressing